today we want to take a deep dive into some of the stories of our members whose lives have been changed, who some have kind of reinvented themselves into something new. And let's start with you, Rue.
All right.
Rue Cotter. Tell us a little bit about your story, where you went to college, and what you thought you would be doing when you were 22.
I went to Miami University. That's Miami of Ohio. And I majored in finance. Kind of chose that because I knew it would just give me a versatile background and hoped by graduation I would figure out what I wanted to do. Since at 18, I wasn't quite sure, but I have always been passionate about health and wellness, actually. So after graduation, I was a full-time personal trainer and gym manager. And that's actually how I found out about the medical device industry, because I had someone come up to me after a couple of years, just saw me working hard every day in the gym and was like, I think you'd be a really good fit for our team. And then story starts there and it's still going.
That's great. So that first job actually was in Stryker Trauma, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Stryker Trauma, you're at Zimmer.
Mm-hmm. Zimmer's Stryker Trauma, followed my team member to Zimmer and did sports medicine there. And then I did also get experience with neuromodulation within Nalu Medical.
Wow. They were just acquired too, right?
They were just acquired by Boston Scientific.
By Boston Scientific, yes. That's right.
So maybe your other guests can shed some light on that.
Why did you decide to move into oncology diagnostics and exact sciences?
Yeah, the role just felt like a really awesome blend of pharma and device. There were a lot of aspects that I loved of device. I have always been very motivated and excited by the OR, but it's not always an easy life. It's busy. Hours are not the same. And just the chapter of my life that I'm in now, I wanted something a little more consistent and balanced. And so the diagnostics provided it demands business acumen, clinical confidence, and then also that need to start, develop, and maintain relationships, which is something I've always been great at.
I love that. You were very successful in a number of areas. Why did you decide to join this program, Medical Sells You?
Yeah, I felt like I hit a bump in the road and was trying to use my network, applying to different stuff, and I just thought it would give me a new perspective. And I talked to a lot of people who were in the program that had awesome things to say. And I was just like, maybe there's something I'm not seeing here in this process. And turns out it was very worth it.
To make that jump into diagnostics, what was the biggest fear, the biggest challenge that you and your mentally had to overcome?
Even though it's, kind of in the same industry, it still felt like starting over. And going back to square one is, I don't know, at least for me, it's just always very scary because it's uncertain. You're learning new things. Is this going to be the right path? But I mean, I can tell you a couple weeks in and then a couple months since your program, it's the best decision I've made.
Well, what did the coaching program, what did it help you with the most?
I think the main thing is that never forget that your network is bigger than you think it is. I think you've said before, you probably already know the people who are going to help you next with your role. And that really resonated with me. So in your program, I was already reaching out to a lot of people, but it really challenged me to look on the outer rings of my network. And I started reaching out to people that maybe I would have thought, I don't know, I don't know them as well. It's been a couple years and didn't have that confidence to do so. And, with your push and advice, two of the contacts that I reached out to where I had final interviews are people that I knew before and were in my network and that I had glossed over initially.
I met a man in Dallas, Texas. His name's Bob Bodine, and he is a sports agent. He works with a lot of coaches and sports programs. And he wrote a book called Know Your Who. I forgot the exact title of it. But the concept was something like, you already know the people you have to know. And sometimes we take for granted those people in our network. But if we can be really strategic in the way we reach out to them, the way we take initiative, they can help us. They may introduce us to someone else. And sometimes we have to almost reinvent our thought process and go back to them, not let our guard down, but go to them with intention. And you never know what door they may open up for us. Rue, you've been in a number of positions. If someone is starting out in a new role, what's your advice to be successful this first 90 days?
Yeah, first 90 days, I think it's really important to get comfortable with the fact that you will not be an expert right away. And regardless of what your background is, if you've been in the industry, it's a new role. It's different people, different providers or surgeons, whatever it may be. So I think it's really important to step back and lower that expert expectation for yourself, and just each day take a little something away from an interaction, a conversation, and just really focus on the small things, because then they end up building into something really big.